I'll be honest, I don't really see the need to make a big splash move here. Sure, bringing in another veteran playmaker sounds exciting on paper, but when you look at the roster, there are already plenty of pieces that deserve a chance to prove themselves. To me, the bigger question isn't whether the team needs another headline-grabbing addition. It's whether there are other areas that could use that money and attention more. What's interesting is that the front office seems pretty comfortable with the group they already have. There's a clear belief in the young talent, and if those guys take the next step, this offense could look a lot better than people expect. At the same time, if there's one position where I could see the team making a low-cost move before the season starts, it might be on the defensive side of the ball rather than adding another receiver. The way I see it, this team doesn't necessarily need more star power. It needs the right pieces in the right places. Sometimes the smartest move is trusting the players already in the building instead of chasing another big name. If you agree, smash that like button and let me know in the comments. Here we go, if you trust the roster as it is right now. The latest discussion surrounding the Pittsburgh Steelers is generating a lot of debate. And one of the biggest talking points right now centers on a suggestion that the team should pursue veteran wide receiver Stefon Diggs before the start of the 2026 season. According to the material being discussed, the argument is simple. If Pittsburgh truly wants to maximize its opportunity to compete at the highest level, adding another proven receiver could provide a major boost to the offense. The reasoning behind that proposal starts with the belief that the Steelers need additional firepower in the passing game. The current receiving group already includes DK Metcalf and Michael Pittman Jr., and there is optimism about what that combination can bring to the offense. Pittman is viewed as a reliable target with strong hands and the ability to move the chains, even though recent production has not matched some of the higher expectations that surrounded him earlier in his career. The expectation from supporters of the idea is that Pittman can still return to a very productive level, but the broader question remains whether the depth behind the top options is enough to carry a championship-caliber passing attack. That is where the Stefon Diggs discussion becomes interesting. The argument being made is that Diggs remains a proven veteran capable of producing at a high level. His experience, route running, and production are all being cited as reasons why he could immediately strengthen the offense. There is also the belief that a veteran quarterback such as Aaron Rodgers would naturally benefit from having another experienced receiver who understands how to operate within a sophisticated passing game. The thought process is that smart veteran receivers often develop strong chemistry with veteran quarterbacks, and Diggs certainly fits that description. However, there is another side to the debate, and it is one that may align more closely with how the Steelers themselves view the situation. The organization appears comfortable with its current receiver room. DK Metcalf remains a major piece of the offense. Michael Pittman Jr. is expected to contribute significantly. Jeremy Bernard is viewed as one of the more pro-ready receivers from his draft class because of his route running and dependable hands. Roman Wilson is also expected to have a more natural role this season, particularly with the expectation that he will contribute from the slot rather than being used in ways that may not maximize his strengths. When those pieces are considered together, the Steelers may simply believe they already have enough talent at the position. While adding Diggs would certainly attract attention and generate excitement among fans, the bigger issue may be financial flexibility. The organization still has other priorities, including potential contract extensions for younger players. Preserving available resources for those deals may ultimately be viewed as more important than making a splash addition at a position that the team does not consider a pressing need. According to the discussion, Pittsburgh is working with limited cap flexibility, making every major financial decision especially important. Because of that reality, attention has started shifting toward another area of the roster that some believe deserves more attention before the season begins: linebacker. Rather than spending valuable resources on another wide receiver, there is an argument that the Steelers would benefit more from adding an affordable veteran linebacker who can help strengthen the run defense. The conversation begins with Peyton Wilson. While there is still considerable optimism regarding his talent and long-term potential, there are questions about whether he has fully established himself as a complete three-down linebacker. Specifically, concerns remain regarding his effectiveness as a run defender. The belief is not that Wilson lacks ability, but rather that he still has something to prove in that aspect of his game. Those concerns become even more significant when considering what Pittsburgh's defense may look like under defensive coordinator Patrick Graham. The expectation is that the Steelers will utilize more two-high safety looks. Such an approach can place additional responsibility on linebackers and other defenders near the line of scrimmage to handle responsibilities against the run. If that defensive structure becomes a major part of the scheme, having dependable run defenders at linebacker becomes increasingly important. The Steelers do have options already on the roster. Malik Harrison is recognized as a physical linebacker capable of helping against the run. Cole Holcomb remains a player the organization reportedly values highly. Carson Bruner also remains part of the room, although he is viewed more as a special teams contributor. Because of those existing pieces, there is a possibility that Pittsburgh feels comfortable with its current group and may decide that no further additions are necessary. Still, several veteran names continue to surface in discussions. Bobby Wagner is perhaps the most recognizable. His accomplishments throughout his career are undeniable, and few linebackers of his generation have earned more respect around the league. Yet the concerns surrounding Wagner focus on his ability to handle the physical demands of the modern NFL game. The criticism centers on his play in open space, coverage limitations, and overall athletic decline. While his football intelligence and leadership remain highly respected, there are doubts about whether he would provide the type of impact Pittsburgh would need from a linebacker at this stage. Instead, the more intriguing possibility may involve a familiar face. Elandon Roberts continues to be mentioned as a player who could make sense for Pittsburgh if the organization decides to add a veteran run defender. Roberts is viewed as someone who understands the environment, has existing relationships within the locker room, and has already demonstrated his ability to contribute in the role being discussed. There is also familiarity with Patrick Graham's defensive expectations, which could make any transition smoother if such a move were ever considered. The appeal of Roberts goes beyond familiarity. He is regarded as a strong run defender who can provide physicality on early downs. For a team looking to strengthen that specific area without making a major financial commitment, that profile naturally becomes attractive. The idea is not necessarily about finding a star, but rather identifying a player capable of helping solidify a very specific role within the defense. At this point, the Steelers face an interesting decision. Should available resources be directed toward adding another offensive weapon like Stefon Diggs? Or would those resources be better used reinforcing the defense with an affordable veteran linebacker who can contribute immediately in a defined role? Both discussions continue to gain traction, and both could have a meaningful impact on how the roster looks heading into the season. What do you think is the bigger priority for Pittsburgh right now? Pursuing Stefon Diggs to strengthen the passing attack, or adding a veteran linebacker to improve the defense against the run? And that's going to do it for today's video. Now I want to hear from you. Do you think the team should make another move before the season starts, or are you confident in the roster exactly the way it is right now? Drop your thoughts down in the comments, because the best discussions always come from Steelers Nation. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss the latest news, rumors, and updates. And don't go anywhere just yet. Click the video that's on your screen right now. It's packed with more Steelers coverage, and if you want to stay ahead of every major development, That's where you need to go next. We'll see you there.